Illustrations by Pete.
So I was thinking, there is something for every other industry to look forward to, right? There's Comic-Con, there's rumor sites about movies for movie buffs, people that are really into it. There's rumor sites about cameras and things that are coming out in technology and computers, the next video card and all those things. What do we have? Nothing. We have nothing. There's no rumor site. There's no, oh, I wonder what Derwent's going to come up with next. They don't do that. What do we get? We get artists who think that if you take a piece of jade and crush it, do you know how much jade? Have you ever seen jade? It's actually very light. It's very pale colored. And if you crush stone, it gets even lighter. It gets paler. So you'd have to concentrate it. You'd have to get the pigment out of the mineral and concentrate it. Do you have any idea how much jade that would take to create something so vibrant as Jadeite Genuine from Daniel Smith? Do people really think that the whole tube is just solid jade? That there's gum arabic in there? Because it says genuine on the label? They sprinkle some in. It's like saying spirulina. Have you ever seen anything with spirulina in it? They put a little drop because it's so expensive. Or saffron. Saffron is so expensive. Real saffron. A gram's like $500. I don't know. Something like that. Would you think that a tube that said saffron on it was pure saffron with just some gum arabic in it for $10? Of course not. I don't understand people. I'm not saying that Daniel Smith doesn't have some responsibility here. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I don't understand how you could think that this tube of stuff is just pure mineral with gum arabic. That's it. You have to use your brain a little bit. But we get to look forward to things like that. Alright. I'm going to do a show. I'm going to talk about some different art supply companies. Some things that just don't make sense. And then what I would like to see from each of these companies. Sharpie users have holes in their shoes and in their socks. They buy cars where the glass window falls down into the door and they can't pay for it to fix it, so they wrap plastic around the window and tape it on. They write on their shoes. And they say things like, why would I buy more expensive markers? Sharpies do everything just like every other alcohol marker. When has Sharpie come out with something new? I'll tell you when. Here it is. You can't see that. It's focusing on me. I'm more important. This, the Sharpie S Gel pen. I used it. I thought it would be good for art. It's great to write, nice and smooth. That's what they designed it for. I tried to use it for art. I immediately am throwing this in the garbage. Sharpie, stick to what you know. When someone wants a permanent marker, they pick up a Sharpie. It's the only thing people grab for. They know exactly what to use. You have done very good market research. You're in every office and every art room. So they should stick to making permanent markers because they suck at everything else. They're like that uncle that you have that when you're younger does magic tricks like a quarter behind your ear, making a scarf disappear, that kind of stuff. And then you grow up and you realize these tricks, they're just for kids. You need something more sophisticated. But you love them anyway because you know that their heart is in the right place. What I would like to see from Sharpie is if they could come up with a pigment-based ink to put in their markers. That would be something great. And they do that very well with the regular dye-based markers. I'm sure these would be beautiful markers. That's what I would like to see from Sharpie. Copic markers. People who use Copic markers think that their art is far superior to everyone else because they use Copic markers. You pay $30 for a single marker, on sale, used. You make art in indirect sunlight while it's in the sketchbook, fades in 2 hours. Unless you have a very high-paying illustration gig, you have to go to college and get a doctorate to get a 6-figure income so that you can afford more markers, so you can draw greeting cards for your family that when they get it in the mail, they'll immediately throw them away because they have already faded in the mail. And when Copic comes out with new products, they're worse than their previous marker. The Copic Sketch, that's your pinnacle. That's it. You're done, Copic. You have nothing else to make. Anytime you try and cut the Copic Chow, nobody likes that crap. The Copic Sketch is the marker that everyone uses. I would also like to see Copic come out with some kind of pigment-based ink. I know that's not what they do, but I'd like to see that because I'm sure after I put a second mortgage on my home, I can afford a set of the basic 6 colors so that I would be able to use it. But at least it would stay. It would be permanent. I could hang it up on my wall. It would be nice. Honestly, there are so many other alcohol markers. If you picked up one of the Crescent Renderer books, you would never know the difference. There are other alcohol markers that do just as good a job as Copic markers. And they cost like not a quarter, less than a quarter of the price. Etchr. You're next. Please take your seat on the chopping block. Let me tell you first, Etchr was like the bag that they first came out with, the Etchr satchel. That was like Batman's utility belt designed by Iron Man. It was amazing. You could fit your whole studio in there. It had compartments inside compartments. You could fit all the Copic markers in there and still have room for your paints and books and a laptop and all that. It was huge. You fit like 50 pounds of stuff in there. Throw it on your back. Take it wherever you want. It had the little tripod mount on it. You'd definitely have to mortgage your house second time for that thing. But then they got smart and they said, well, you know what? People don't want to do that. They don't want to pay for a car loan when they're just buying a bag. So they made the smaller ones, the slates, I think they're called, the little ones. And they're thinner. They have a little bit less features. Almost the same, just less space, but same features. You could do so much with those things. If you're a plein air artist, you'd be set. It's finally something for a plein air watercolor artist who can just go somewhere. You flip the thing around, it's got the clips on it. You can hold it just in front of you like a drawing board. Just do what you're doing, close it back up, and take off. It's like vlogging, but for art. And then another miracle, they came out with the Etchr sketchbooks. Hot press. I mean, we have a prioritized hot press book that's real 100% cotton hot press watercolor paper. Those are rare. And it's my favorite book. I use it all the time. My favorite cold press book, made with 100% cotton paper with the texture. It's not machine. It's like real good paper. Nothing bad here. And then not my favorite, but a lot of people like the Fabriano Artistico, and then they come out with the perfect sketchbook, and then it goes discontinued, and everybody freaks out. And Etchr brings it back. And popular demand, and people get what they want. Everybody's happy and cheery. What has broken that you decided you make the best of everything? Everything you make is best, top quality, Mercedes or whatever you want to call it. I don't know cars very well, but whatever car you like, that's it. Etchr is it. You charge a little bit more money, it's okay. Amazon, you can buy them one at a time. From you, we got to buy them 3 at a time. Not a lot of people are going to drop $100 on a sketchbook. Even 3 of them even. It doesn't matter. We can get them on Amazon one at a time, $25, $35, whatever it is. It's fine. That's fine. But then, I don't know what happened. Did someone just, hey, what if we make some watercolor, but student grade? What were you thinking? Student grade watercolor? Come out with, here's what I'd like to see from you. Professional grade watercolor. That's special. Like a set of something. Like the jewel tones from Winsor & Newton. They're muted tones, but somehow vibrant as anything. Make something like that. I'll buy a set. I'll go buy it. You don't have to send me anything. I wish you would. You don't have to. I'll go buy it. Strathmore. You are a hit and miss company, my friends. There's some things you do amazingly well, and some stuff you suck. You're the worst. I wouldn't take the paper and give it to my 3-year-old nephew to chew on. I think you have like an A design team and a B design. And your A design team, they have like high education, doctoral, and advanced degrees all over the place. Then you have your other design team, the B team, and they have to be tethered to their desks or they will accidentally walk outside and wander into traffic. You make the best and the worst colored pencil paper that anyone has ever seen. Bristol Vellum, brilliant. The 500 series, people love it. They go crazy over it. It's used by some of the top colored pencil artists in the world. And then you come out with a colored pencil paper that sucks. It doesn't work at all. It's 4 colored pencils. It doesn't do anything. You can't blend on it. Everything looks like you drew on crayon. Nothing's smooth. What are you doing? Here's what I would like to see from Strathmore. A mixed media paper, like your 400 series, the tone gray and blue with a tan thrown in, of mixed media paper. Not as dark as what you have. No little brown squiggles in there. I hate those little brown, there's little like brown fibers in the gray paper. Don't do that. It's terribly distracting. Just lighten it up a little bit. Make it a 500 series, all cotton. Mixed media paper. That's what I would like to see from you. Canson. I don't know what you're doing. You have the cheapest Canson XL mixed media. It's great. Bright white. You put some watercolor on it. You can't put a whole lot. That's okay. You put some watercolor on it. The colors pop just everywhere. It's brilliant. I love it. But then you make a artist grade watercolor paper, the Montval series. It's terrible. It's horrible. I don't think it holds up to the sweat that falls off the brow of the artist who's trying to use it, because it sucks so bad, and they're doing their best. It's terrible. The colors, not very vibrant. They're not even just like a muted watercolor. They're ugly. It's almost like you put it on, they turn gray. It's not even good. Here's what I'd like to see. Your Canson Mixed Media XL, but thicker. Like the same thickness as your enemy, the Strathmore Mixed Media paper. That thickness, like 184 or something like that. That thickness, but the Canson XL paper. I want the same brilliance on it, the same color pop off of it, but also just a little bit smoother. Not a whole lot, because I want to be able to use colored pencils and things like that. So just a tiny bit smoother. It would be the perfect paper for anyone who just wants to sketch, do anything. It would be good. Faber Castell. I don't even know you anymore. You have a very large offering of supplies. Most of them are top of the line, but somewhere down the road, you have forgotten about us little people. You entertain people who wear Kardashian sweaters with turtlenecks, and they look down at us YouTube artists. They're too high. The upper class of artism. Artism? It's a word. Look it up. Derwent is kicking your butt in that arena all over the New World Order, European Union that they've walked out the door from. They are working on that. They're working on our level, and you're not. Polychromos pencils, I would say the best oil-based pencils that there are. Hands down. Just beautiful. Why is there a box on my hand? Face priority. Face. This is a hand. Pitt artist pens. The Sharpie of art pens. They are they are amazing. I use them all the time. I love them. Using them mixed media work or just some regular ink work. They're beautiful. Finally, there's a pigment-based marker to fill that empty hole in our lives. But why does everything you make cost more than a baby elephant weighs? We're artists. We're poor. We're broke. And we have to pay $250 for a set of pencils. Or $120, $140 for a fountain pen? Here's what I would like to see. A set does not have to be tremendous. Maybe a set of 60 colored pencils, all light fast, but that cost like half, maybe more than half of what you charge for the normal 60 set of colored pencils. That would be wonderful. If you could do that, that's it. I'd buy the set. I'd buy it. Stillman and Byrne. Where did you go? When you burst onto the scene, I know you were bought. But when you came onto the scene, everybody was talking about you. Stillman and Byrne's the best sketchbook. Stillman and Byrne's the best thing around. And then you stopped. You put out the Nova series. Very exciting. You have some gray and tan. The perfect shades for those colors. I've never seen a more perfect shade for a gray and a tan book. Beautiful. Here's the problem. You put a drop of water and the thing buckles like it's under the weight of the world. Like you just dumped acid all over it. Just a little bit thicker. Like, make it here's what I want to see. The thickness of the Zeta series, but the fine grain of the Nova series in the gray and the tan and the black. That would be outstanding. Oh, Derwent, you're breaking my heart. You make everything. A kid walks past a flower in a meadow and says, "Oh, look at that flower. Isn't that a pretty flower?" And you, "Don't worry, kid, and you go and you scoop up the flower and you turn it into a pencil and a pen and a block, water soluble, smudgeable, whatever you want. But here's the issue. Then you lie about your light fastness. And that lie is a strong word and probably the wrong word. You have very low standards for what light fast means to you. We would like a light fast product. That's what we're asking for. Light fast products. And then you have it, 100% light fast with a rating of a 3. A 3, yes, maybe a couple of years to 15 years in museum conditions. Nobody has a museum in their house. No one, not any room in my house is a museum. Every room has at least a window with some sunlight, even if it's indirect. And I'm going to put this up, I'm going to give this to my great aunt, and she's going to put it up on her wall. And she's going to hang it and then walk back to see what it looks like and turn around. "Oh, you gave me a gray painting. I didn't think it was gray. Am I losing my mind?" You have to just understand. We want to use you. You have the most exciting. Anytime I find a new art product, it's usually from you. It's exciting. I love it. I just want it to be light fast. Please. 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 Just some light fastness. And the other thing. You got my favorite pencils to use in the world are yours. The two are the Graphitin pencils and the Derwent drawing pencils. Derwent drawing pencils, light fast. Those are the greatest light fast pencils I've ever seen. Waxy, build up really nicely, dissolve very well with solvent. They're great. They're great pencils. But the Graphitin, you were coming out, you were on the right track. You came out with pans, a set of pans. Some of those pans are not light fast at all. At all. And there's no other colors to use. The 4, it's still going to focus on me. I have to do this and then get close to the camera. The 4 and the 5 over here. The 4 and the 5. Beautiful colors. I need another one of these. That's light fast. Not a 4. See that 4? It's not good. Here's what I want to see. I want to see the entire graphitint line. 24 colors. In blocks. Like you do with the Inktense line. That's what I want to see from you. You do that. You make a set of those. I'll buy multiples of all of them. It's my favorite thing to use. I love the graphitint line. It is my favorite line. It's a little muted, but still vibrant. It's got the pop, a little bit of a sparkle to it. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. If by some weird chance I missed a product line that you enjoy, a company that you enjoy, that's what I want you to put down here. I want you to put that, and I'm gonna go through that. I'll do another video like this and get you that information. I'm gonna talk about that company next. But this is just some things that I like to see. I'm always looking for like the perfect things that I can find, and I have this uncanny ability to find what's wrong with it and the reason that I'm not enjoying it more than the reason that I enjoy it. I love these products. All these companies are amazing companies. They're great. Here's what I want from all of you. Get together and start a rumor mill. Let me know. I'll tell everyone about it. I'll say, I will do a whole thing. Oh, the rumor. Faber Castell is coming out with soda that you spit on the page and it turns into art. You make that. We'll put it up here. This will be a video. I would just like some rumors, just some speculations of what you're working on next. Just leak it somewhere. Is there no one who's interested in this? I am. We hear about things all the time. Oh, this computer is going to have these specs. Or this phone is coming out and it's going to have these specs. And people get all excited, and then none of it actually happens, and everybody gets depressed and disappointed. I want to have that for us. I want to have that for artists. So it's been raining for all week, like a son of a mother out there. So I couldn't go outside to do any kind of vlogging, but I'm glad we got to talk in here. And I'd like you to share your opinions down below. I really want to know what companies. We're going to roast them a little bit. But I want to hear what kind of products do you want to see? What kind of things do you want? Are companies giving things now that they're making things that no one's asking for? They're just kind of saying, hey, I think you would want something like this, but no one's told me that you would. I want you to let me know. What do you want to see? Alright, if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.